It's not a surprise that investors have been worried about Tesla's Q1 earnings meeting forecasts, since stock prices have been going down. We thought we'd look at what's been going on since the high point in Q4 2021 since the end of the first quarter. During the earnings call, the company said it would be lowering some of its more lofty goals because it wasn't having enough materials to make the things it needed. But despite all the chances, we think Tesla's Q1 earnings will surprise the market in a good way. Experts say that the first quarter of 2022 could even bring in more money than the fourth quarter of 2021. Is this possible given the state of the economy, business, and recent events? If so, explain. Check back to find out. Tesla reported much better than expected fourth quarter numbers for 2021 this year, even though the company had warned that supply chain problems would last until 2022. Shares fell sharply, but they have since returned to a slightly positive level. Analysts were way off when the company posted earnings. When inflation is taken into account, earnings per share had grown by 217.5% year over year, and sales had grown by 64.9%, which was more than what experts had expected. Refinitiv says that a closer look at the numbers shows that the earnings were $2.52 per share, which is more than the $2.36 per share that experts had predicted. The statement also said that Refinitiv's revenue was $17.72 billion, which was higher than the $16.57 billion that experts had predicted. In the quarter, sales rose 65% year over year, with $15.97 billion in sales from cars, which is a 71% rise. This shouldn't be a surprise to people who know Tesla's past of huge growth, but the 2021 Q4 earnings report is impressive by any measure. Things have not been going well this year, though. There have been problems in the stock market and in the electric vehicle industry as a whole. The chip shortage crisis, inflation, and buyers selling their shares because they think the prices will go down hurt growth stocks the most. So far, this quarter has been interesting, and there's more to come. A lot of investors are sure that Tesla will not live up to their hopes in the first quarter of 2022. This may not be the case, though, when you look back at and compare Q4 of 2021 and Q1 of 2022. Analysts thought the company would make $16.35 billion in sales and $2.26 per share in adjusted profit in the fourth quarter of 2021. Tesla made more money than expected in terms of sales and profits. Despite making only $688 million from energy production and storage, Tesla had a good year overall. This was despite the fact that this was 8% less than the previous year and less than the average of $815.1 million reported by Street Account. Since the first quarter of 2021, it was the division's lowest income. One of Tesla's main businesses is making cars, and the company wants to keep making more of them to make more money. Why didn't Tesla stock go up after this news came out? Even after the company said things were going well, its price kept going down. The results mostly seem to live up to predictions, which suggests that they were already reflected in the stock price of the company. In a deck for shareholders, the company said, "Our plants have been working below capacity for several quarters as supply chain became the key limiting factor. This is likely to remain the case until 2022. Elon Musk, Tesla's CEO, said on the company's earnings call that the company plans to stay chip limited in 2022. Because of this, the company will not be releasing any new car models this year. We will not be releasing any new car types this year. Some things will still keep us inside." He said the company would instead work on tech and making tools for future cars. Also, the CEO said that the company is not working on a $25,000 compact electric car right now, which is different from what he said at Tesla Battery Day in 2020. These conditions were already present in Q4. This news didn't shock me too much. Even though it might have changed how the market felt, production kept going, and now the company has a plan. They will put more effort into what works, increasing output, and making technology better. We believe that growth is inevitable, especially when it comes to making money. Trip Chowdhury of Global Equities Study recently did his usual study on the Tesla plant. He's very optimistic about the electric car company's chances for production, shipping, and deliveries in the first quarter of 2022. Chowdhury says that Tesla's progress is very strong for the quarter. He also said that he thought Tesla's numbers for Q1 2022 would be higher than what they were in Q4 2021, which would probably surprise a lot of people who have money in the stock market. In case you didn't know, Tesla usually has better quarters later in the year, with the fourth quarter being the last big push. This means that every year when Q1 sales are reported and they're much lower than the fourth quarter, people usually start talking about how demand for Tesla cars is falling. Tesla hasn't done anything since Q1 2022, Chaudhry took note. We already know that production and delivery in China are supposed to be very good. Musk said that the lack of chips around the world is still a problem, but Chaudhry says that Tesla is still expecting a 50% year-over-year rise in sales. Deliveries of the $130,000 all-electric Tesla models played seem to be up about 15%. This is because the car has high profit margins and should help Tesla's earnings in the first quarter. Because of this, the global equities research expert restated his price target of $1,500 for Tesla and his overweight rating. As if to back up Chaudhry's point of view, Tesla's price went through the roof in early trading on February 28. There are a few ideas about why this happened. Some say this is because Panasonic, Tesla's partner in making car batteries, said it would make Tesla's new 4680 lithium-ion batteries at a plant in Japan, maybe within a year. Reuters says that the Tesla 4680 is a new type of lithium-ion battery that was first shown at the 2020 Tesla Battery Day event. The diameter of the new battery cells will be 46 millimeters and the height will be 80 millimeters, making them almost 5 times bigger than Tesla's current battery cells. The new battery capacity will be able to hold a lot more energy, giving Tesla vehicles a longer range at a lower cost. This means that the company will grow faster, of course. However, Panasonic will first need a factory that can make the device. Reuters says that Panasonic's plant in Wakayama, Japan, needs to set up 2 new production lines before it can start making things. It's too bad that production won't start until the end of the fiscal year in March 2024. This new battery will come out at some point, giving Tesla an even bigger technology edge over other electric car companies. One more view is on the current situation between Russia and Ukraine. Many experts think that Tesla's stock will go up as the West cuts ties with Russia, which has a lot of oil. As traders bet that harsher punishments for Russia will lead the world to invest in clean energy and electric car stocks, Tesla stocks seem to go up. Other prices for electric cars, like Neo and Rivian, are also going up. But it looks like the markets underestimated how bad the Russian penalties might be. It's possible that Western countries would be ready to cut ties with Russia, especially those that involve energy. This could be a long-term positive signal for electric cars in the near future. The mood of the market as a whole and the result of the current Ukraine situation will have a big effect on how the stock does. Russia could face more energy-related charges, which could be good for Tesla shares. At the same time, some experts' predictions for Tesla's Q1 earnings keep going up. Electric car company Tesla's stock is worth 83 times what it's expected to earn in 2022, which is $10.48 per share. Investors have been avoiding riskier assets, which has hurt Tesla stock. However, recent changes may be good for electric car companies in the long run. It's important to note that during the early days of the growing crisis, traders mostly bought the major tech stocks because they saw them as safe investments. This could be more of a boost for Tesla shares if the market keeps going down. New information from both the Fremont factory and the Gigafactory Shanghai suggests that Tesla will have a great first quarter of 2022. In addition to Chowdhury's most recent factory inspections, video from Shanghai that was obtained last month shows that Tesla China is putting a lot of effort into exporting the Model 3 and Model Y. During Tesla's recent Q4 2021 and full-year earnings conference call, it was also mentioned that the 50% increase could be reached with only 2 factories running, which is what is happening in the first quarter. This shows that the brand is still making a good profit despite all the bad news and chaos, especially when compared to the fourth quarter of 2021. Tesla is still planning to build 2 new plants soon, which should greatly increase the number of cars it makes and delivers. After his tour of the factory, Chowdhury kept his overweight rating on Tesla and set a price goal of $1,300. This is a good sign because it means the maker is making progress at the right rate. Chowdhury's findings from these kinds of checks often match what really happened and are a good way for investors to make predictions. This is why we are sure that Tesla's earnings for the first quarter of 2022 will be in line with the company's plans. Investors should not be concerned. Do you think Tesla will make the money they want to in the first quarter? What do you think caused the price of Tesla stock to start going up again? Leave a comment below.